Have you done anything, Jack?
Yeah.
Okay.
I read the third book in the Infection trilogy, Liam and Lee.
Yes.
I know everyone's hotly been waiting for the review of the final book. No one can wait. They're like, should I read the series? I just need to know if the final book's any good. It is. It's really good.
Yeah, because you left a bit of a cliffhanger in the last review where you were saying the way they've ended it, you're not sure how they could possibly do a third one.
Yeah, no, it ends in a very sort of like the series could have ended after book 2, and you would like there's a little bit sort of hinting at what might happen, but it could have ended there, and you'd be fine with it. But this third book just goes hog wild. It all kicks off. It's fucking awesome. It goes from like because the first book's sort of like them trying to control this mild infection. The second one's a sort of bigger version of that and what this infection is trying to do, and the third one is just full on. Everything's gone to shit. What's going to happen?
They do sound like the dynamic in each book changes dramatically to the point where where it feels like they would almost be totally different stories, like even feel wise for each. Yeah, no,
honestly, it does. Like, there's elements in the first one that are sort of like the relationship between these two guys. Oh no, the first one's sort of like I don't know. The second one has like a lot more like relationship between the main characters and trying to deal with that. And the third one sort of because you end up some of those characters have left and aren't in it, and the third one shifts to two of the main characters, really introduces a couple more, and then just sort of fucks their world up and is like, hey, now see how these characters deal with this. And it's amazing. And the stuff that happens to people you love in those books is not great. Like in a oh good lord, why is this happening to this person that I've just spent 3 weeks falling in love with?
Right. And I mean, a lot when stories increase in scale, they tend to lose a lot of like the interpersonal stuff that people connect to as the story goes along. Do you think it manages to do enough of that to warrant how big the scale gets, or do you think the scale does ultimately take away from like some of the initial spark that got people interested in the series?
I think it manages to keep it pretty well. Like this one, it has an interesting like with his other books. Scott Sigler, the author, or the other one I've read, which is Nocturnal. He does this weird like he jumps each chapter sort of focuses not on a different character. It like rotates around, so you get one character having chapters 1, 3, and whatever focused on them, and it does that with this. And each character sort of has a different view of what's happening. So sort of I think 2 or 3 have got a very like focused on them and what's happening to the people around them. So that's where you're getting the like character interaction that you want from the characters. And then I think there's 2 characters that are experiencing a much wider view of everything and how stuff's happening. So it manages to keep that focus on the characters you want to learn more about and see interact and build relationships, whilst also having these other characters just watch everything go wrong.
Yeah, right, cool.
I think I gave it a 4 out of 5, and if I didn't, I am now.
Yeah, makes sense.
Which so was your the best in the series, or which was which?
I think it's either this one or the first one. One of the two. They're all good answer.
So you're pleased I recommended this book, this guide to you?
Yeah, you did a good job. Better than you did when you suggested Fluke. Oh, and just to let everyone know, I'm also halfway through American Psycho, which will hopefully be either next episode or the episode after.
And you're loving it, aren't you?
Oh, it's so... I don't want to say it's bad, because it's not. I'll say I'm having problems.
Yeah, but what about the book?
I'll leave it at that. What was that?
Nothing.
What did you say?
Huh?
Whatever. That's it. That's all I've done, because I'm boring.
No, I don't think that's fair.
I mean, that takes up so much time.
Yeah, like reading
in comparison to the amount, to the amount that you can give to the show. It's depressing, really.
He's got all those maps he's got.
You can watch something for an hour and a half and then like talk about it for half an hour, and then you read something for like fucking 10 hours and you can talk about it for less time. It's incredible.
Well, I think the issue that Jack has as well is I imagine like with book clubs and stuff, like if you have a group of people that have all read the book, you could probably have like a really good, juicy, detailed description. I'm never going to read any of these books, so Jack's kind of got to like tiptoe around what they're actually about, and I think that's why the conversation about the books is so quick.
It's because I can't do spoilers, and I with books so much because, like you said, because it's so long. Like I feel like everything in a book is a spoiler. It's difficult to
pretty much.
And then especially because so many of them are sequels that I review because I read the series. I've then got to even be more careful because I can't say anything that would spoil the books before.
Yeah.
It's a bloody nightmare.